went to the drive-in. Will you tell them that we went to the drive-in?
SlipStream from 1989 is an action-adventure sci-fi movie that I've wanted to do for a while now. It kind of reminds me of Cowboy Bebop meets The Mandalorian. The movie has a phenomenal cast to start. Bobby Peck, Bill Paxton, Rico Ross, Ben Kingsley, Robbie Coltrane, and Luke Skywalker, aka Mark Hamill. That's not what reminds me of The Mandalorian, though. This was directed by Steven Lisenberg. This movie is pretty unknown as far as I know. I found it on a compilation of a bunch of other movies altogether, which kind of surprises me because so far it's got everything going for it. So far. God damn, that title screen music is awesome. We see a man running from a glider of some sort. This is Byron, played by Bob Peck. He's doing his best impression of Kirk Hammett from the I Disappear video by Metallica. The two in the glider are Tasker, played by Mark Hamill, and Belitsky, played by Kitty Eldridge. They capture Byron, and they're hauling him in because there's a huge reward because he's wanted for murder. The movie wastes no time introducing all of our main characters. Here we have Bill Paxton as Matt Owens, who is also a bounty hunter. And there at the table, we see Rico Ross. This must be a prequel to Aliens before they all signed up for the Space Colonial Marines. Matt tries to pick up Belitsky, but gets nowhere.
Die, fly.
You must have been rode too hard.
Owens picks up pretty quick that Tasker is the law. And he also finds out Byron has a pretty big bounty on his head.
Rumor is the suit just killed the guy. Snapped his neck like a dried twig. I heard it was some defenseless old man.
Taking him to the settlement. They'll hang him down there.
He doesn't look like a killer to me.
You look at his eyes, like death himself.
There's a reward on his head.
You guys don't know diddly. How big a reward?
So, like any good scumbag, Owen kidnaps Byron. Because he wants to bring him in because it's the law? Nah, because he just wants the money for himself. But unfortunately for Owens, Tasker's able to throw a tracker on him. Man, the music in this movie is intense. That is an 80s jam right there, baby. Owen stops off at a village where we meet Monty Claire, played by Robbie Coltrane. Owens discovers that Byron is some sort of healer.
Matt, he fixed my boy's eyes. Look.
Or that's one of his powers or something, we're not quite sure just yet. Belitsky and Tasker are hot on their trail after a chat with Monty Claire.
Let's show them what we got, boys.
Owens and Byron get lost and ask for directions, but they end up helping a village after being attacked. A lot of weird little things in this movie like that, like they do something and then on to the next thing. But Byron works his magic around all the guys that are injured to help them out. Inside the cave, we also meet Ariel, played by Eleanor Davis. She takes Byron to help heal the Avatar, played by Ben Kingsley, who tells Byron, "Look, bro, you're a false prophet and you're full of it." Unfortunately for Owens and Byron, these guys in the caves are kind of religious kooks. So they tie up Owens, and they put Byron up on a kite. I guess this is the Avatar's way of being like, yeah, you're not a prophet, bro. Let's see if you can live through this lightning storm. With the two of them being tied up and flying high, that gives Tasker and Belitsky time to find them. Owens forms a pact with the two of them to get Byron down. But during this, Tasker breaks the news to Owens that Byron is an android.
Explains why you act like you got a held-down 7 in that brain, but you're a robot!
Not me, you idiot. Your perfect buddy upstairs.
And that's why he has no problem bringing him in for money in the end. Owens is able to get up to Byron to try to free him. Owens also tries to cut the kite free so they can escape, but Belitsky isn't having that. The kite flies into the canyon due to the winds being so crazy from the storm flaring up. Not exactly the plan that Owens had in mind.
With a machine who thinks he's a man when really he's the devil. And listening to those banshee voices screaming in the wind.
Guy saves your ass and that's how you feel about him? Byron is unfortunately only able to save Owens and Belitsky, but is unable to find Tasker. Belitsky swears he's still alive, and she kind of thanks Byron, but she says, "Look guys, I'm gonna go back and find him. I'll talk to you later. We're probably gonna catch you anyway, so here's just another head start." Ariel decides to help Owens and Byron get that head start. But they don't get very far, though. Ariel takes them to meet the Curators, which is a random mall, city, art gallery society somewhere hidden in the mountains. Which is such a random part in this movie, by the way.
Represent God to identify.
I don't know why he says that right there, but that is really funny. We can also see now that Byron is kind of starting to get the hots for Ariel, which is interesting because he's a robot, so he's kind of like developing or somehow discovering what feelings and emotions are, which is pretty interesting. They have some really good, deep conversations, and I think that's why he killed his first master. Actually, we don't know that. We just know that he died. But that's the reason he's digging Ariel, is because he feels a connection with her. After a fun night of partying, Ariel gets in trouble for bringing them to whatever the Curators call this place. Even though Byron has gone around fixing and helping people, apparently the catch is Ariel didn't tell them that once you get there, you have to stay there. They might not be able to leave. But the Curators are also like, we might not want them to stay either. While Ariel's on trial, Owens tells Byron, you know what, man, forget it. I don't care about the money. You're free to go. Owens sees Byron as a friend now, and he doesn't want to see him as just money from a job anymore. He actually wants him to go into business with him once they get out of there. But Byron kind of wants to stay, actually. Well, because, with Ariel, he started feeling feelings. So he sees her as someone he could spend the rest of his life or time or batteries with, I guess, whatever you want to call it. He tells Owens about a dream he had that at the end of the SlipStream, he may be able to find more people that are just like him. But guess who's back?
This is all you need to know.
Blitsky first tries to take down Owens, but he handcuffs her and he's like, you know what, girl? I'll be back for you later. Upstairs, the Curators hand over Byron to Tasker. Owens tries to save Byron from Tasker, but after a quick gunfight, Tasker shoots Ariel. Tasker really shows no emotion in doing this, by the way. He just says, Byron, get your ass outside. We're getting out of here. Not really worrying about Blitsky. Okay, Dick Tasker. Byron gives in because he says he doesn't want anyone else to die this day. He takes Byron and heads out. But Byron isn't done just yet. He tears the ship apart in midair so he can try to take one for the team, I guess. Later, Tasker.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Byron somehow walks away and heads back to find Owens. The movie ends with Byron going off to find that place that he dreamed about. And Owens and Blitsky go into business together. Not a bad ending, actually. So what can I say about SlipStream? It seems a little slow at parts, but I gotta be honest with you, I really dug this one. I thought it was an awesome movie. Bill Paxton is really underrated in this one. He kicks a lot of ass. He's a great actor, and this is one of those movies that show it. You gotta love that he plays the simple-minded, comic relief kind of guy.
I look okay to you?
Bob Peck is also really great as the android that develops human feelings. It is kind of odd, though, to see Mark Hamill as a bad guy, but hey, it works. This really is an underrated movie, like I said. The music is also really great. So do I recommend SlipStream? Abso-Absolutely. Get some beer and pizzas and check out SlipStream.